was very difficult just to see.
She can't wake up with no pain. The night that Hailey almost died was probably the worst experiences that I've gone through. It's hard to see someone you love so much and go through so much pain.
Because you feel useless, feel powerless. Very tough. You're here barely making it. In the past month, you almost died twice. You're going through all this trauma. It's terrible.
Well, I feel horrible. Hopefully, there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys may have heard, I've been having a lot of medical issues. So I would like to thank Abridge for sponsoring today's video. Abridge is a free app available for Android and iPhone users that allows you to record and take notes for any doctor's visits. All you have to do is go to the first link in my description box and download the app. Then you just create an account, you just hit the record button to automatically take notes and record your doctor's visit. Once you and your doctor are done talking, just pause the record button and Abridge automatically takes notes off of the video. This app is super user-friendly. With Abridge, I'm able to put all of my attention on my doctor. So I will have the links down below. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe down below. Now let's go ahead and jump right into my major medical update. I am a triplet. I have 2 brothers and a younger sister. I was born 3 months early and I only weighed 2 pounds. The doctors said we would not survive, but all 3 of us did. A nurse actually put a feeding tube in my lungs and I drowned, flatlined, and I was pronounced dead. To fix my choking, the surgeons had to make a knot in my esophagus. I have always had medical issues. I got misdiagnosed so many times. I got diagnosed with my first disease in the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota called eosinophilic esophagitis. My entire GI system, they're all completely damaged. A type of cell, they attack my body. So my EE got so bad that I ended up getting a feeding tube and I wasn't able to eat or drink anything. A few years later, I was having more pain. We decided to go back to the Mayo Clinic. I got diagnosed with my second disease, which is called visceral hypersensitivity. All of the nerves in my entire body are on overdrive. In 2016, I noticed that my health started declining. They just kept doing the same testing. So we would never get any answers. So we went back to the Mayo Clinic for a 3rd time and I got diagnosed with autonomic dysfunction called POTS. So whenever I stand up, all of the blood pools in my feet. My autonomic nervous system doesn't work. My heart rate and my blood pressure shoot through the roof. I'm at risk for passing out. I'm at a risk for having a stroke. I came home. I got really sick. I was in the hospital. I wasn't able to eat or drink anything. I had to get a PICC line so I could get nutrition, and I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. It's an autoimmune disorder and my pancreas is just shutting down. My body is shutting down. I noticed that I would keep having these crazy reactions. So we ended up finding out that I have my 5th disease, which is called mast cell activation disorder. My body flares up when I have a reaction, and from mast cell it causes awful pain in my stomach. All those sensitivities that come with mast cell triggers my body and my heart rate spikes. I get awful pain. My cells just attack my body. So I was always feeling like I didn't have any energy. So we got more blood work and my iron is really low. We figured out that I have a bleeding disorder and a clotting disorder. I have to be extremely careful when I have surgeries. I have to get a lot of blood. All of the connective tissue in my body is weak. It's like jello. Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS, is actually what caused my neck issue. Cervical cranial instability, and that's why I have the neck brace. So last year we had a video call with my neurosurgeon, and he said that he couldn't believe that my neck didn't snap already because of how loose and how weak the connective tissue is all throughout my spinal cord and my neck. Like all of the connective tissue that holds up your neck in my neck, it's settling down. I had a surgery last year in August, and they put a bunch of screws and plates in my neck and they pulled it up. That was really painful, but I didn't have a choice. I'm noticing that now I'm getting unstable, like how I was where they did the surgery, but lower. So that's really hard because I can't go through that surgery again.
Don't give me up. Don't give me up. How unfair, it's just our love. Found something real that's out of touch.
So we're going to go down to pre-op right now for my next surgery, the main surgery, and I'm really nervous for it because there could be a lot of complications. Hopefully everything goes okay, but I'm just really nervous for it because of how yesterday went. We're going down right now, and hopefully I will see you guys after I'm done with the surgery, and it will be about 8 hours long.
Don't give me up. Don't give me up. 'Cause what about angels? You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen, I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper under.
So today is day 5 post-op. And there's Anne and Alexis. Try to look at me, honey, for the video. Can you keep trying to look at me, honey? Yeah, that side hurts, doesn't it?
Someone's coming.
So today is like day 6. So very, very hard.
Whisper you have nothing left.
Hailey's having a lot of muscle spasm pain from her surgery. All up her neck.
Let's not have your dad pass out and fall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Okay?
Okay.
Breathe, Harry. Breathe.
Yeah, breathe, honey. It's okay.
It had been like 6 months after my neck surgery, and that's when things should be getting a lot better, but I wasn't noticing much improvements. We were like, why am I not healing? Like, most people at 6 months are healing and they're doing much better. And I started having really, really bad back pain, and I had a lot of leg pain and numbness in my feet. We called my neurosurgeon and he's like, okay, come to New York. I want to take a look at you.
So today is Wednesday, January 23rd. We have all sorts of appointments and testing and little procedures to do over the next 2 weeks, and then I will probably be needing surgery, so we will be here for at least 2 more weeks.
My 8th disease is called MALS, and basically this is caused by EDS because of the connective tissue not being strong. So all the connective tissue that's supposed to be holding and supporting my diaphragm is really weak. My diaphragm sits too low. The valve that goes from my heart to my stomach that supplies blood doesn't work. The pain is similar to pancreatic cancer because it uses the same nerve. My 9th disease is called tethered cord. This is also caused from EDS. When I had the surgery to fix my neck, they had to pull my head up, but what happened with my spine is it got stretched like a rubber band. It got stuck and a bunch of nerves got all twisted. We found out 3 things, and that was overwhelming. Found that 2 bones are poking in like this and they're trapped. They block off the blood flow to my brain, so it gives me really high pressure in my brain. He scheduled my surgery a couple months out because I just was not ready to have the spine surgery. Well, I went to my doctor and he's like, yeah, strange that you're not healing, so why don't we do some blood work? So the results come back and my cortisol level was 0.5. It was incredibly low and it's supposed to be at least over 10. That was why I wasn't healing, because my cortisol level is so low. I ended up in the ER because of how low the level was, and my adrenal gland is just crashing. Whenever my body is under a lot of stress, my adrenal gland just shuts down. I was getting the steroids through my PICC line, so we did that for a few months. I had some crashes again and I had to go back to the ER. I started getting a lot worse really fast. All of a sudden with my PICC line, when I woke up, I was shaking. I was almost like having a seizure. So I looked in the mirror and I saw that there was like fluid underneath it. And we were like, okay, we need to go to the hospital, because it went straight to my heart. This was not even 48 hours after I had been in Idaho. It was bad. Like, my white blood cell count was at a really dangerously high level. I had to go into the ICU. They wouldn't let my mom sleep with me, and a nurse had to be in there with me the whole time. They ended up calling Child Protective Services because they didn't believe that I could have all of these diseases. It's awful because you're supposed to look at a doctor and say, please help me. They were wanting to keep me in the hospital and not let me go. I got surgery, I got it removed. I had to wait about 3-4 weeks until I could get my spine surgery. And then I was like, okay, I can't handle this pain anymore. I need to get the surgery. So we had a chat with the neurosurgeon and he's like, yeah, you waited way too long to get this surgery. Come to New York and I will do the surgery. I had the surgery on the 10th. I needed a PICC line. And I get to the hospital. I'm extremely nervous at this point for this spine surgery because of my experience before. So with the spine surgery, I went into the pre-op area and they were trying to start an IV. They were looking and they're like, oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. You probably should have gotten a PICC line. They finally got one tiny IV and then they just rushed me into surgery, and it was a long surgery. I was really nervous going in because, I mean, it's just, you feel helpless when you're laying in a hospital bed just looking up and getting wheeled into the operating room, and just all the pain that I know is coming after. So when I got wheeled in there, my grandma, who passed away this year, the song that was at her funeral started playing, because I was like, oh my god, am I not gonna make it through this surgery? Because I thought that's what it meant, because it was playing as I was getting prepped for the surgery. It ended like right before I fell asleep. The one tiny IV didn't last long at all. They were supposed to put a second one in, but they couldn't find a vein. So during surgery, my IV blew. So then I woke up earlier than I should have from the surgery, and I was still intubated when I woke up. So that was really, really scary for me. I couldn't breathe. There was something down my mouth and my lungs. I couldn't breathe, and it was really scary. Not only that, but we had no way to give any type of medicine, and that was coming out of a major surgery. This tethered cord surgery is worse than my brain surgery because they went in 7 layers. It was a long surgery, all the way into my spine and into the dura. You do everything with your back. I was screaming when I woke up and got wheeled in to the ICU because I didn't have any pain medicine. Like, my pain wasn't controlled because they didn't have a way to give it to me. So the next thing I know, my neurosurgeon comes in and they're all like giving me shots all over my arms and legs, and then they put another PICC line in, but on this side, and since it's such, you need to be put to sleep to have this type of tunneled PICC line in, because you have to make sure that it doesn't puncture your heart. So they put a PICC line in, like the head of trauma, he put it in because that's how traumatic everything was. They put it in when I was awake, but it was so painful because they had to make incisions, and it was just awful because I had that pain plus just awful pain from the surgery. When I woke up, I couldn't move my legs or my feet, and that was really scary. So the neurosurgeon came in and they made me get up out of bed, and that was really, really painful. I had the surgery July 10th, and then they decided to take this PICC line out, but then my incision site where they did the surgery, that got infected, and it was starting to open up, even though it had 7 layers of tight stitches. So I had to have that surgery done again, and I was just at my breaking point because I knew what was coming.
So we're in the ER. They got my IV. They tried right here and it blew. But I'm gonna get IV Benadryl and other meds. I have to have surgery in the morning. We're gonna go in where my incision is and wash and clean all of it out.
Cut it back all the way open.
Cut it all the way back open.
And redo it again.
All of the layers and redo the surgery. It's incredibly frustrating. And it's going to be really painful, but I'm just leaving it in God's hands. This has been just, words can't even explain how much this has been. Just everything combined, everything building up is just a lot, emotionally and physically. All the pain, all the poking and prodding, and just all the unanswered questions, and it's just a lot on me, and it's a lot on my family. But thank you to everyone who has sent out prayers. I could really use them, and I will update you guys in a little bit.
They do it pretty much immediately. They ran into another issue getting the IV, but I had to get the surgery redone, and now the incision is double the size. My bladder almost burst from the surgery because I couldn't feel my bladder. There was just so much pressure and fluid was building up inside my spine. So they had to go in and put drains in, and it was just a nightmare. It was worse than my brain surgery and my neck surgery. Before it was like half the size, but then I ended up getting a bad infection and I got really, really sick. So it's all been really hard. And right now I'm trying to heal. I mean, I can't bend, lift, or twist for 2 months, and it's already been like a month. It's really hurting me. This is going to be a long recovery, but I'm just trying to make the most of each moment. And the neurosurgeon said I will need to get these bones removed, so I have at least 2 more brain surgeries. And I'm sorry it took so long to get this update up, but it's just been really hard to get out of bed, and it's been really hard to talk about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. This video shout out goes to... Thank you guys for all of your support. It really means a lot.